And Gabby Williams were slow to get up after a collision underneath the basket. Here's what happened.
Oh, that is a major collision for the two of them. They both knock heads. It took them both some time to get to their feet.
Lexie Hull took a brutal hit to the head that looked like it might end her night. But just minutes later, she was back on the floor, forehead swollen, diving for loose balls like nothing had happened. That toughness sums up exactly what this Indiana Fever team is all about. On a night meant to celebrate Caitlin Clark, without Clark, and missing half their guards, the Fever still pulled off a season sweep against the Seattle Storm. So how did Hull, Aaliyah Boston, Odyssey Sims, and Kelsey Mitchell completely change the story around this team in one game? And what did Aaliyah Boston say afterward that has the whole locker room fired up? If you're riding with the Fever, drop "I've got the Fever" in the comments. Let's go!
Woo! First home game, got a dub, let's get it. Big dub. Let's go. Fever dub! Woo! Dubs! It's giving.
Indiana's struggles began even before tip-off. Caitlin Clark was still out with the groin injury that's kept her sidelined since mid-July. Alongside her, Sophie Cunningham, Ari McDonald, and Sydney Colson were all done for the season with injuries, while Chloe BBY continued to battle knee pain. That meant the Fever were missing most of their guards, leaving the bench shorthanded and forcing the starters to play big minutes on a night that mattered.
B's been the one that's been most affected by all of our injuries. You know, all of the point guards that know how to get her the ball and how they get it to her, and it's not just getting her the ball, it's where you get it to her, you know, getting it to her on time, on target, you know, thinking one pass ahead, you know, all that matters. And I thought today, her aggressiveness with the ball in her hands to the rim, getting into defenders, playing low to high instead of high to low. When she plays like that, you know, there's nobody that can stop her, and, you know, she set the tone for us, really on both ends. You know, she had the NECA assignment as well and set the tone for us on both ends. And, you know, she was terrific.
The timing couldn't have been worse. Indiana had dropped 4 of their last 5 games, sliding dangerously close to the playoff cut line. They came in with a 19-18 record, holding on to the 8th and final postseason spot, while Seattle sat just ahead in 6th. Every possession mattered. This wasn't just about stopping another losing streak, it was about climbing the standings in a race separated by only 1 game. For both players and fans, the pressure was impossible to miss.
Aaliyah, this is a string of games, beginning of a string of games against the teams you're competing for a playoff spot against. Did this game feel more important in that regard? And I guess how big was it to get a win in this one?
Yeah, I mean, going into this game, we talked about that this was going to be a big game for us, considering the standings where Seattle was. But, you know, going into the West Coast trip, I mean, right now we're just going to be focused on LA. That's kind of been our motto this entire season, is just focus on the game ahead of you, be where your feet are. And so starting tomorrow, we're going to be looking at LA. But, I mean, this next string of games is definitely important for us, but we got to take it one game at a time.
Inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the mood didn't feel like a must-win game at first. Instead, it was all about Caitlin Clark. Her new Nike logo was everywhere, banners hanging from the railings, free shirts filling the stands, and fans lining up for photos in front of branded displays. The night was designed to celebrate Clark's star power, both as a player and as a cultural icon. But there was an undeniable twist: Clark wasn't on the floor. She was on the sidelines, watching from courtside, while her teammates battled to keep Indiana's playoff hopes alive.
Feels good. Got the pants, got the charms, necklace, zipper, everything.
On the court, the challenge was clear. Without Clark's shooting to spread the defense and missing several veteran guards to control the offense, Indiana had to rely heavily on inside scoring and rebounding just to stay in the game. Seattle, with its experienced core still pushing for playoff seeding, looked like the kind of team that could easily take advantage of Indiana's thin rotation. Most people in the arena expected a tough battle at best, and nothing more.
It's special. I mean, you know, there's very few people who get the opportunity to say that they have a logo and to make the impact that she makes, not just, I think, in the sport, but globally, just by being who she is. She's a connector. She brings people together. And, you know, I think for us to be a part of that, and whether it's, you know, as simple as being able to celebrate all of these things with her, or, you know, as much as walking out into the arena and seeing the whiteout on the chairs out there, it's really cool. And it's really special and shoot, I'm talking about it right now, and just feeling the intense gratitude for me personally, being in women's basketball, to be able to be a part of this moment, and to celebrate with her.
Still, the Fever carried themselves with a different kind of energy. Instead of letting the injuries, or the off-court celebrations, set the tone, they treated the night as a test of toughness. Their defense was crisper, every box-out came with extra contact, and the crowd, sparked by Clark's presence but eager for someone else to step up, began to get behind them. And in that high-pressure setting came the moment that defined the game, a collision that showed exactly how resilient this Indiana team really is.
And Gabby Williams were slow to get up after a collision underneath the basket. Here's what happened.
Oh, that is a major collision for the two of them. They both knock heads. It took them both some time to get to their feet.
It happened in the first quarter. Lexie Hull and Gabby Williams dove for a loose ball under the basket and collided head-to-head with a loud crack that echoed through the arena. Both players went down. Williams stayed on the bench afterward, but Hull headed straight to the locker room, holding her forehead. The swelling was visible right away, a big bump that had fans wincing both in the arena and watching at home. The crowd fell silent. With 5 teammates already sidelined, losing Hull felt like it might be the breaking point.